Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so thankful that you decided to click on this video and spend a little bit of time with me today. If this is the first video that you are seeing of mine, my name is Kristen and I have been crocheting for about 13 years now, and I'm obsessed with all things yarn and crochet. I mainly make wearables at this point, but I also love amigurumi. I love all crochet, let's be real, and I do a little bit of everything. I love variety in my life. So if you are interested in that, I would love if you would subscribe. And if you like this video, I hope that you would like this video because it really does help me out. Real quick, before we get started, I did want to mention that a while back I opened up my channel memberships, and I don't really talk about that much. It's just something that I haven't really promoted on my channel. But if you aren't aware of what that is, basically it's where you can join and say, I'm going to pay a certain amount every month to support your channel and to help produce videos like this. It obviously, a lot of my YouTube money, I don't make a whole lot, but what I do make goes mainly towards yarn hauls or things to try to improve my videos or things like that. So, you know, I'm not making a lot extra on top of that, but it definitely helps for me to get supplies and things like that, and I never would expect anybody to feel like they have to do that, but the option is there. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because there is some content that I would love to put out there that I don't think is the right fit for my general audience. I just mean like it's more specific things, more maybe behind the scenes things, more less sit down, more vlog type videos, maybe going into kind of what I eat in a day because I am tracking my calories right now, just things like that. I would love to put out some members only shorts because shorts now can be 3 minutes or less, so some shorter videos for my members only. And I only have one tier on my memberships. It's $4.99 a month, and I call it the Crochet Crew. So if you're interested, I would love for you to do that. You can find that on my YouTube homepage. It'll just say join my channel or something like that, and I would really appreciate it if you do, but please don't feel like you have to. All right, so the first thing I want to share with you is this cardigan. So when I got back from our trip a couple weeks ago, I was going through and organizing some of my stuff, and I realized, well, I've known that I've had way too many whips and I needed to narrow some down, and I had a couple cardigans that were very close to being done, and so I dove in and just finished those up, and one of those is this cardigan here, and this is a granny hexagon cardigan. I always use the pattern by Kelly from Craft in a Cuppa. I will link it in the description below. She has an amazing free tutorial, and I love her cardigans. They're very customizable. They're made to measure, so you can make them long, you can make them short, you can make them cuffed, you can make them open, you can do whatever you want with it, and that's what I love about them. You can use any yarn, any hook size. So this is the Red Heart Roll With It Melange. This is the color Hollywood, and it's the same color that I used in this mosaic blanket right here. So as you can see, depending on the stitch and other colors you pair with it, it's cool that this yarn looks so different depending on what you're wanting to do. So I made this one about hip length, I guess. So that is what I did on this one. And let me turn around so you can see the back better. I love this little pop of like turquoise there. I did add a single crochet border on this one. I haven't done that to any of my other ones. And I will say this yarn is not the softest. However, I haven't washed it or steamed it. I think I'm going to try to steam it and see how that feels. Because it's not horrible or anything. I could wear it and be okay with it, but it's not as soft as some of my other yarns. So, yeah, I'm going to try that. But I did leave this one open, and I really like the way that is. I have cuffed most of my cardigans, so it's nice to have a little bit of a difference in the sleeves. But I really love this one, and I'm happy to have got it done. And this room up here, my bedroom, gets very hot. We have a portable air conditioner that we use, but it's really loud, so I don't turn it on whenever I'm filming. So trying on these cardigans, you may see me sweat, but I live in Kentucky, and it's like we're in a heat wave. It's like 92 degrees with a real feel of like 100 and something. So it is what it is. Okay, this is another one I actually started a really long time ago. Couldn't tell you when, but this is the Karen Color on My Halo I don't remember the color of this. I think all their yarns were like had frost in the name, maybe. So I did cuff this one. This is another Hexagon Cardigan. I just love them. I feel like they just look so different depending on the yarn and the hook size you use, because as you can see, compared to this one, the holes are a lot more open on this one, where I used a smaller hook on this one and it's tighter together, especially with that halo. And so you can see that it's an ombre yarn, and I started with the light and worked out, and then it ended up when I did these rows, we were on the darkest color, so it's a little darker there. So there's the back. Sorry, you can't see it all. I don't have a great setup right now for that, but there you go. So I love her like seaming method. It's really seamless looking. Again, you can customize this any way you want to. This is such a soft yarn, and I actually have another one in like a tan color, and then I have this purple one. So I think I'm gonna make that one, another one in that one. And this one I may gift to someone in my family for their birthday this year. So I'm not gonna say who in case they watch this video, but let me put this tripod back so you can see a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Now you can see the whole thing. So all right, there we go. Sorry if you saw my mess on the floor. Okay, so I really love that one, but again, I think it's going to be one that I gift, and I hope they love it. So I may make me one out of the purple, and I'm kind of debating on doing the darker color first, just to see what that looks like. Oh, also, with this cardigan, I played the closest game of yarn chicken that I've ever played in my entire life. Like, I was nervous getting down to the end of it, and I actually saved the yarn so I can show you what I had left. This is literally it. That much. I mean, this is probably 3 feet of yarn, if that, maybe 2.5 feet of yarn left over. I was pushing it. I think that I used maybe, I want to say 3, but I can't remember now because I did start it so long ago. But yeah, have you ever had a game of yarn chicken this close and won? Because I was scared I was not going to win and I was going to be really sad. Okay, so now on to the 2 whips that I've been working on this week. So the most recent one, I've been trying to come up with something to use this mosaic yarn from Hobby Lobby. This is the color Bouquet, and this really reminds me of the Big Twist Party yarn. There was a color that looked more similar to this one, but you see how it's kind of that similar, you know, just style. So I found a cardigan pattern. I will link it in the description. It's by Evelyn and Peter, and I can't remember the name of it right now. I think it's called the Stony Shores cardigan. And so this is kind of, I still haven't decided if I like this colorway for this pattern. This is the back panel. And as you can see, it has like these sort of modified bauble stitches. It's kind of hard to see with the bright lights, but you can see it better in person. So this would be the back panel, but I'm not sure yet if it's the right choice. I don't know if it's too bold, which it's funny for me to say because like everything I've crocheted is bold for the most part, but I don't know if, I don't know. You all tell me, do you think that this would make a good cardigan? Before I invest so much time in it, I just want to make sure that I'm gonna wear it, and I do love it. I guess I don't know if maybe it looks a little bit like the colorway's a little bit more childish, which I do work at a primary school, so that helps my case because I wear a lot of fun and bright colors working at a primary school. So that, you know, that's kind of what I'm thinking, is wearing it there. So you all let me know. What do you think? Should this be this pattern? All right, so I used a 5.5mm hook for that, by the way. And here's the next one. This yarn right here, this Karen Cotton Cake, has been a bunch of different projects so far. And I've frogged one of them completely. Another one is still in the works, and I would like to finish it. But anyway, this is going to be a granny hexagon pullover. So I'm kind of using Kelly's pattern that I normally use for a hexagon cardigan. The only difference is I'm chaining 1 on the corners instead of 2. We normally chain 2 here, and I decided to chain 1. And then the rest of the pattern I will link below. It's a paid for pattern on Etsy, so I will leave that link for you. But I'm going to follow that as far as the join method goes, and as far as the collar part goes, because it has like that traditional pullover look to the collar. So yeah, I think I'm going to do the sleeves following Kelly's pattern, you know, this following her pattern, and then just use the seaming and the neck, the collar for the other pattern. So again, both will be linked below. I'm using a 6mm for this pattern. This is a cotton acrylic blend, and yeah, so it's funny. This will tell you how much I love that hexagon pattern. I am not the type of person to make a pattern I don't enjoy making a pattern more than once usually. If that's honestly a lot of the reason why I don't sell a lot of items. Like one year I sold crochet pumpkins, and I got so tired of making that same pattern that it was like forcing myself to make it. So the fact that I've made so many of these cardigans is a huge deal.
Your thing broke.
Sorry, my 7-year-old is also trying to film a video right now. I just let him make a YouTube channel, which for kids, no one can comment. So that's why I feel comfortable doing that. I've made sure to tell him not to give any information about where we live and all that stuff. So he posted a bottle flip video, which I will share in the description if you'd like to check it out. But he was using my old tripod and came in here to tell me he broke it. So, well, he didn't mean to. It's okay. At least I have this one. So there you go. See, the memberships, so many of my tripods have broke. One thing the memberships have helped by is tripods. So, well, just income from YouTube in general. All right. So, yeah, anyway, I think I was saying I've made so many of those hexagon patterns that should tell you how much I love it. So the other thing I haven't started on yet, but that I wanted to mention is I did post a video about the items that I might put in the state fair, and I've decided on a holiday item. There's a pattern by MJ's Off the Hook Designs for a loopy tree, and I will link that in the description as well. I think I'm going to make that. So stay tuned for a video on my final choices for what I'm going to enter in the fair. That will be coming soon because I have to take the stuff up there in about a week. Or a little over a week, so that will be coming out soon, and I will continue to update you guys on the progress on these whips. That is something that when I first started my channel, I did a lot of what I crocheted this week videos, and I love doing those, so I definitely want to bring that back. So if you're excited about that, please like this video. Again, if you're interested in being a member, that would be awesome. If not, don't feel bad, but I am gonna have some content coming out for members only, just some short little videos that you might find interesting, just to get a little more of a look into my life besides sitting here. So if you're interested in that, I would love if you would become a member, and that's just a way that you know, we can get even closer and kind of be in a smaller group that way. So anyway, the verse I want to read to you today is out of Psalm, I think it was 125. I read it this morning. Let me find it real quick. Yes, Psalm 125. It is verse 2. And this verse just really stood out to me, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But it says, "As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people." And as soon as I read that verse, I had a clear picture in my head of this. And I'm sure it's different for everybody depending on where you live, where you've traveled. But we go to Gatlinburg, Tennessee every couple years or so, and we used to go every year. And I just feel like when you're in Gatlinburg, you know, you're in this valley and you look up and there are just mountains everywhere that you look. And that is immediately what popped in my head when I read this verse. And there's something about being in Gatlinburg and seeing the mountains all around you that are so big and majestic that makes you feel protected in one sense, but then also almost in awe or like in fear, just knowing that God is so amazing and can create these huge things, and it makes you feel so small. And to think of God surrounding us like that, that's exactly how we should feel, you know, to have a healthy fear of God, to know how powerful he is, to know that he is creator and he is bigger and stronger and more than we could ever imagine. But it should also make us feel safe and protected. And yeah, it just stood out to me today. So anyway, I pray that you have an amazing rest of your week. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you super soon in the next one. Bye.